Hi everybody, welcome to the 1025Fifty show. And what we're doing here today is we're talking about the committees of 1025Fifty. These are the 14 different groups that work on all the public policy descriptions that we do here at 1025Fifty. I know that I have an interview coming up, and so I wanted to get on here and talk about all the different ones. We're going to start from the bottom, go to the top. That's what we're going to do when we discuss the 14 different committees we have going on here at 1025Fifty. This interview that I have is with a gentleman from New York. He is doing a radio podcast like I do, but he wants to interview me for this podcast, and I said, hey, let's do it up. Why not? And he asked quite a few questions about what we do, and I said, well, it's a lot of it's in committee. So I figured might as well make a committee post and just see what's up. So the first one, if we go backwards, is our youth committee. Now, youth committee is one of the more important ones to me because youth, the children are our future. It's not just a song by Whitney Houston. I watched the movie The Motel Kids of Orange County. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing the 1025Fifty Homeless Project. It was a movie in which one little kid said that they would want to start their life over again, and another little kid said that living where they were living was like living in hell. And that meant to me that we as a country need to do better. So that's part where this was born out of. It spoke to me. The youth committee is going to be working on a lot of different issues, including school lunch programs, and just things that will make our youth able to enjoy life a little bit more and have more to do and not be homeless and not be impoverished and be happy and be safe. That's what I want our youth to do both now and in the future. The Veterans Issues Committee, if you fought for this country, you shouldn't be sleeping on the streets. I totally believe that, 1,000%. I don't think anybody should be sleeping on the streets, but if you fought for this country and gave your life for this country, would have, in this case, you would have given your life for this country, then you do not deserve to be sleeping on the streets at night. And so our Veterans Issues Committee, it's just more than homelessness. It's poverty. It's health care for them. It's transportation to make sure they can go around places. It's even second chance committee because some of these people that are veterans are coming out of these wars with mental health issues. So it's a mental health committee. And then they might do something wrong that gets them in trouble with the law. And then it's a second chance committee. I mean, it all rings together. It all holds true together. I mean, most of these committees, that's all they do is come together. So we need to take care of our vets. I know that some places have done amazing things when it comes to that. So I want to make sure we're on the forefront of that as well and in the conversation about how we can help our veterans, what we can do to better their lives, and everything else. Transportation Committee is able to get buses, tickets, make sure that people have ways to get around. Transportation for homeless people is sometimes difficult and sometimes quite easy to get to. I mean, it just matters. People have been very giving at certain times to help people get where they need to go. Transportation Committee exists for buses in bigger cities. I think that it's important that we all have our voices heard to make sure that we can get places, and that's what our transportation committee. When people are trying to find a job, when they're trying to find housing and they can't get there, that's an issue. Senior citizens is kind of like the Veterans Issues Committee, just making sure people have a voice on, and even if they're older. So, yeah, it's senior citizens. are very important, and we want to make sure that they're also taken care of, and they don't have to have issues when there are elders, because it's tough enough on the streets no matter who you are, but if you are older American and you're on the streets, then it's going to cause you more problems. People can take advantage of you more. We can't have that. And we need to take care of our elders anyway. Second Chance Committee is just that, giving people a second chance when they get out of things like jail, prison, foster care, group home situations. When people are in situations that they cannot control, and then they get thrown into the outside where they can control and they can do the things they need to in life, we need to be there to help them and say, okay, you have committed this is the issue, and there you go. That's what we need to do. So the Second Chance Committee is there to streamline the process of where people can go, where they need to go, and that's why we're doing this thing here. So it's super important to me to make sure that we take care of everybody and give people a second chance at a first impression. That to me is important. Making sure that people have chances to succeed no matter who they are or what has happened. Now, this is a little confusing for some people because they would think, okay, Second Chance Committee, you're going to let people who have committed felonies and or sex crimes or whatever. No, it's not about that at all. Period. End of story. If you have done a act that you can't be around kids, or you can't do this, or you can't do that, we're not going to say, hey, go work at a circus. Just not going to work. But we're going to try to help people fit in where they can. Political education is just that. We're trying to educate both sides, both the political heads of our country, city, state, on what it is to be homeless, impoverished, and how we can make things different. We also want to teach people what it's like to be in that political realm, so then they can know a little bit about the system and why it exists and who and what is voting for what. The Minority Committee is working with African Americans, Native Americans, and all other minorities. The Native and African American populations are probably the biggest. So we want to make sure that we take care of all of them as well and their needs. LGBT is the same thing. It is a group of people that have needs, and we want to make sure that they are taken care of and not being victimized when they go and ask for help, because it's a special case. Hunger Solutions, we want to make sure people eat. I mean, it's that simple. The fact that kids are out there right now in school, it's 3:23 in the afternoon, and they didn't get to have lunch because their parents didn't have enough money put on their card, so either they ate the cheese sandwich they were given to nothing else, or they got to go hungry. I mean, how many times have we heard that story? And, when you're an adult, same thing. You're trying to work. You're trying to, make sure all your bills are paid, but yet you're hungry because you're at work and you haven't got paid for 2 weeks, and you haven't got paid for a week, and you paid all your bills, and 90% of all your money goes to your bills, and maybe you went out and bought some bread. Well, your bread's gone or stale or whatever. I mean, come on. It's important to make sure people are able to eat. Housing is the same thing. Housing, jobs, you go out and get a job, but you don't have a place to live. So they frown upon that. You don't have a place to live, you don't have a job. I mean, it's a full circle of just crap. Healthcare, folks, we need affordable healthcare. We need affordable drugs. That's what we need. We need affordable prescription drugs that it doesn't cost $5,000 to go get if you get a bee sting, to go get your EpiPen. Or if you have a toothache, that it doesn't cost you $600 for your clindamycin, so then your infection goes down. Healthcare is an issue. Fundraising is just that. We want to make sure that we are still moving and grooving as the 1025-50 Homeless Project. We want to make sure we make money. Mental health, folks, we have so many issues here in this country with mental health, and it affects you when you are homeless and impoverished. So we want to make sure that people are taken care of. It's just that simple. I mean, what can you do as far as that? I mean, you want to make sure everybody's taken care of and people are good. And that just doesn't happen in our country, so we want to make sure it does. And domestic violence, nobody should be getting beat and be afraid and have nowhere to go. And I've heard it enough times in this country, and it pisses me off that we have women out there that are staying in relationships that are demeaning to them, that they're getting beat on, that they are getting any sort of domestic violence, no matter what kind of abuse it is wrong. And so we need to make sure that people have a safe place to go. Those are the 14 committees of the 1025-50 Homeless Project. The little explanation of where I'm at with that, I do want to have more views and more conversation on the issues. So if you are interested in any of the committees, hit me up at 102550.net, and we will talk more about all of these places. And always look for us at tinyurl.com/102550. That's our website that we have exclusively for all our YouTube stuff. So check that out and get involved, folks. Have a great rest of your day.